semaine à l'instant avec les questions dans la salle au centre. Caden, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for doing this.
Of course.
Questions in the room. Start.
Hey, Caden. Last part of the season, well, pretty much since you've been here, Montreal have been fighting their way to make it to the playoffs and get into a good position from an underdog perspective, pretty much. And now you're getting into this play-in, looking to me and to many observers like you're the favorites going into this game against Atlanta. Is there a shift in the mindset going into this particular game compared to previous stretch of games?
I mean, as in the form we're in now, and it's a home game, and there's a lot on the line, I think it's fair to put us as favorites, but we're not going into this game thinking this is going to be easy or we don't need to show up and put in a good performance. Like, we're taking it very seriously and trying to keep the underdog mentality because it seems to be working for us. So we don't really think too much about, the form we're in and getting too caught up with that. I think it's just game by game.
What is it about Stade Saputo that gets the best out of you? 4 goals in 4 games?
Yeah. I don't know, to be honest. I think just the fans they create a special atmosphere, and it's just, I feel like once you kind of get into it and they get into it and you can kind of feel, the chemistry between you and the fans, it's something special, and I don't know what's going on, but you know what? I'm not complaining, and we'll just try to keep it up and keep it going here.
People at this club, coaches, teammates, have pointed you as one of the reasons of the turnaround in this season. Did you ever imagine things would turn out so good for you personally coming here?
Obviously, I didn't know how exactly it was going to go. We lost our first 2 games pretty badly. So there was a lot of adversity from the team and from within myself, I would say, coming to a new team, and this is a situation right away. So it definitely wasn't easy at first, but I definitely trusted the guys here and the coaches and the staff, and we turned it around pretty quickly. And it wasn't the best start we wanted, but then it turned out pretty good. So for me and myself, it's just been a great honor to be here and to be given the chance to play. In my position and with my teammates and these coaches and the way they want to play. So for me, I couldn't have drawn it up better.
Hi, Caden. Your partnership with Joseph Martinez has been one of the main point of this turnaround this season. What can you say about the way he plays and how your game complements each other? Yeah,
he makes the game pretty easy for me. We were laughing in the locker room yesterday just about some stuff that we were talking about on the field and just how simple you can make the game. I think if we stay close to each other and if we can just be threatening us 3 up front and just pick our moments, I think that's the most important thing is he makes the game simple for me and hopefully I can return the favor with some more assists to him. So no, he's a great player and a great guy, and gotten really close to him recently, so it's been awesome.
Would you want to want him to come back for another year? He has an option on his contract for next year. Would you want to to keep this going?
Yeah, of course I would as a player, but it's also his career and his life, so whatever works best for him. But for me, of course, I would want him back. I think that's gonna be a crucial part of the team next year.
We're talking to Bryce after you. We're going to ask him, but maybe he's playing the best soccer of his career right now. And you have a good partnership with him too. We know that you know each other from before, from Barca Academy in Arizona. So what can you say about the fact that you play together well with the trio up front right now?
I think we all kind of help each other in certain ways, and there's a balance. Bryce, like I said before, is probably more specialty on the ball and connecting and finding his teammates, and me more in behind and more kind of aggressive in that aspect of things and try to just finish plays off and create plays. And then Joseph, I don't necessarily say much. So I think when you have that 3 balance, and then we can also interchange where I can come low and Bryce can go high and Joseph can do some dirty work as well and get in there. So I think it's really an interesting balance that we're figuring out now. And it's about how you can beat the opponent in that way and be unpredictable. So I think it's a really good balance and a really good trio.
We're going to hop over to the questions on Zoom.
Tristan, Jonathan. let's go.
Hey, Caden, Jonathan here from All Soccer. Hope you're doing well. Obviously, you guys are one of the lower seeds in the playoffs here, but there's a lot of belief in the team as you enter in a strong run of form. So what would be your case for why Montreal could go on a run? Why do you think this team could have a special time of season and surprise some people?
Yeah, I think you look back at the game on Saturday, didn't have the most possession, didn't create the most chances, but we grinded a game out, and we capitalized on our chances in our moments. And it wasn't the prettiest game from the team, and especially from myself. I wasn't particularly happy with my performance, but sometimes that's the way the game goes, and you have to be able to sacrifice, some on the ball parts of the game just to get the result, and we were good in those moments.
Good
morning, Caden. You were asked previously about your success in coming here in Montreal. Is there a small part of you that wants to, or that hopes that some people in Minnesota are watching and wants to rub it in their face a little bit by saying, like, I told you I could do it and you didn't believe in me?
No, not really, because they gave me a lot. They let me come home and play in front of my family, and they gave me the chance. It just didn't work out, and they gave me the opportunity to also leave. So I think it's you gotta look at it that way. None of this would have happened without them saying yes, and without them, if it was for good or bad for them letting me go, I don't know, but I'll be grateful for them for bringing me there and for also letting me go. I think it's worked well for me. So there's no rubbing it in. Of course, it's good to show I can do it and I can play and I can score goals and do all these things. But that's what we're paid to do. So I'm just gonna keep doing my job.
Hi, Caden.
Hello.
You told me last week you really hated NYCFC and you had a great game on Saturday. Do you hate Atlanta United by any chance? Even just a little bit?
I mean, they are one of our rivals from New York Red Bulls. So I wouldn't say hate, but I would, I'm not a fan, but no, I don't hate them like New York City FC, so.
Thank you.
Elias, this.
Hi, Caden.
Hello.
I want to talk to you a bit about the defensive work that you spoke about. Sam kind of touched on it after the game where, all the forwards bought into playing defense and maybe sacrificing some of the offense. Those performances like that and how well that went, do you think that kind of lends credence to this belief that even if you do get past Atlanta, you can take on some of the bigger clubs that are ahead of you in the East?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and when you look at playoff soccer and you look at playoffs in general and some teams, like the teams that aren't the highest seed, they're going to find a way to win. That's their best chance. They're going to find a way to win. And you have to be the best in those moments and in those things that really matter. The fundamentals really matter in those games. The defense, the setup, how you counterattack. So I think us defending like last game, and we knew it was going to be like that, and just accepting that and not trying to run away from it, it's just hard work. You have to be hard work, and you have to have the grit to do it. So it doesn't take any talent for that. So I think if we can have everyone on the same page about these games, and of course we're going to try to play, we're going to try to win, we're going to try to do everything we can. But sometimes that's just not the reality. If you play away in Miami, for example, it's not going to be easy at all. So you have to have these games where you can lock in and stay together as a team and just drag out a result.
Hi, Caden. You last played in the playoffs in 2021 and also in 2020. You were like 18 years old, 17, 18 years old. What's the difference between the Caden Clark at that time, the Caden Clark now, and what can you remember or bring from those experiences in the playoff?
I'm like a veteran now. I think I have like almost 5 years in the league. So no, just experience, I would say. Dealing with the mental side of the game has been huge for me. I think it's not talked about enough, to be honest. I think players figuring out their self-confidence and their self-belief and the doubting yourself and all these things, like everyone has it. and I don't think it's talked about enough. But I would say me dealing with that has definitely helped my performances here. And I think going into playoffs, it's got to be the same way. These are games that matter the most, and anything can make or break your season. So I think you have to be mentally sharp, and hopefully my experience will come into play of being in the MLS, but trying to gain that playoff experience as well. So it should be a great game on Tuesday, and hopefully we can propel ourselves into the first round.
One last question in the room. Olivier Tremblay.
You just said you were not too happy about your performance on Saturday, right? You were named man of the match. You got a goal and assist. What would you have liked to do better in that match?
Yeah, I think just had some loose ends, I would say, with my decision making and getting into the game. I would say with not the goal, yes, it was great, but I was thinking just playing wise, just getting into the game and connecting with my teammates and being in better spots, I would say. If it's deeper in the field or if it's higher up, just connecting with the team. I felt like I wasn't that link on Saturday, and that's just how the game goes. I've had games here where I link everywhere but don't score, don't assist. So it's kind of pick your poison sometimes. But I can be better in that way, and I feel like I'm playing good soccer. But there's definitely another level I can get to, and that's what I'm gonna try to do.
Thanks, Caden.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Good morning, Bryce. With 8 goal contribution, this is your best season offensively. To what do you feel like you're playing the best soccer of your career right now?
Yeah, I would say so. I think obviously having teammates helps out a lot, because assists, you don't get assists unless they score goals. So I think we have a good team, a good staff, good support team. So I think that all kind of plays into everything. But I like you said, I've had my best season so far offensively, but still think I can do so much more in different aspects. So just kind of a stepping stone and getting to where I want to be.
To what would you put the credit on for this season? Is it the coaching by Laurent Courtois? Is it just you finding your groove? To what would you put the credit on?
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit of everything. It's a team effort. It goes down to it starts with the coaching staff. It goes all the way down to treatment staff. Everybody plays a big part. Obviously, we had to go through a lot of ups and downs this year and all that stuff, but I think that just shows the resilience that the team and the club has. So I think that's kind of helped me in a way, because it just holds everyone to a higher standard. And then when things don't go our way, we kind of look back at everything and kind of dig deep and pull results in, and we've had a good stretch of games. So.
Hey, Bryce. Caden just spoke about how playing with Joseph, ended up being really simple on the pitch, but can be difficult. Playing simple soccer can be the most difficult thing in the world. And now the stakes are about to get much, much higher than the regular season. How can you make sure that simplicity, that understanding on the field can translate from regular season to playoff soccer?
Yeah, it helps, especially when you have Joseph, who's got a lot of playoff soccer experience. So you have a guy that has experience and can teach both Caden and I and help the team. I would like to say that Caden and I, for being as young as we are, we have a little bit of experience under our belt as well, so that helps as well. And then, like you said, keeping the simplicity is big time. You got to stick to the game plan and obviously not change what has been working, and then just keep this good stretch of games going and then see how far we can get.
It's not like Joseph seems to have any bad blood towards Atlanta in general. He had a good run there, but has he been in you guys' ears in the last 24 hours trying to get you motivated to face his former team?
Yeah, 100%. When you have history with the club and stuff like that, it always adds a little bit of motivation. You saw it when we played Atlanta away, 2 goals. And you saw how much it means to him. So, and then he's also chasing that top goal scoring record too. So you have all these little things that kind of add up, and it gives the team a little bit of confidence. It gives him confidence for sure. And then, yeah, like I said before, just go in, stick to our game plan, stick to how we've been playing, and like you said, the simplicity thing as well. So.
Hey, Bryce, what do you remember about the playoff match that you played with Miami in 2022?
New York City?
But you played with Miami, right?
Yeah, but against New York City?
Yeah, what do you remember about that match?
Yeah, I mean, playoffs it's a different beast, especially when you get into that single elimination game. So it's kind of, you just got to go with everything you can and then just focus on the next game afterwards. You can't think of the game in the future. You got to think of in the present moment, how are we going to win this game, and then just take each game at a time. But every little mistake counts, every little pass counts, all the little details, they matter. So, and then if you get hot in playoffs, you see teams go on a good stretch and they make a run deep into the playoffs. So, I mean, like you said, everybody says anything can happen. So I'm excited to see what we can do and go from there.
Now I'm curious. It seems like however many times you get fouled or tackled, you never retaliate.
Yeah.
You always stay focused. How do you stay so level-headed? Is this just part of yourself, or is it something that you're working on?
No, I mean, I think I've always been pretty level-headed. I would say it takes a lot for me to get angry at somebody or retaliate. But no, I mean, with my position, I think I've just adapted a mentality that it just comes with my position that I play. And the style that I play, I guess. So it just kind of expected, and just have to deal with the punches, I guess.
Thanks.
We're going to head over to Zoom.
Thank you, Jonathan Siegel.
Hey Bryce, this is Jonathan from MLS Soccer. Just wanted to ask you, especially for you guys as a lower seed, there's a kind of needed sense of belief that, like, hey, we can do this. We're the underdog to some degree, looking at the playoffs in a big picture. So, what would you say is the case for Montreal? Why could Montreal go on a run? What would be your statement of, hey, we can do this for these reasons?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we take that route of being an underdog, I think we've been that the whole season. If you look at the predictions that people have come out with, oh, we're going to finish last place in the season, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, I think we've proved a lot of people wrong. So there's no point in stopping now. So playoffs are right around the corner, and we're just focused on what we can do, and we believe in what we can do, and see where that can get us.
Bryce, do you feel the fact that you guys beat Atlanta twice this year gives you some edge over them, or at this point in the season doesn't really matter?
No, I mean, like I said before, anything can happen in playoffs, so you can't really dwell on the past in terms of past results against different teams because, like I said, anything can change in playoffs. So I think we just have to focus on the game at hand tomorrow and put everything we got into that and not focus on maybe the past results and how we did and stuff like that.
One last question in the room.
Nata was suspended last game. We changed maybe the makeup of the team and maybe the performance too of the team. How important is he to this team and the way that you play?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a great season. He's played a huge part with the team. Confidence is building. He's getting Canadian national team call-ups. So, yeah, I mean, he brings a lot defensively, offensively, keeping the ball, a lot of energy. So it's good to see. And obviously, you miss him when he's on the field. So excited to have him back. And, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Thank you, Bryce.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Je t'entends pas trop là par contre. Bonjour, je t'entends pas trop.
Bonjour Laurent.
Bonjour.
Avec l'arrivée rapide du match de mardi, est-ce qu'on pourrait s'attendre à ce qu'un Joel, par exemple, qui revient du Canada, qui a joué avec le Canada, pourrait être reposé en début de match vu qu'il était titulaire dans les matchs puis ça fait quelques jours seulement?
Je sais pas du tout encore. On va voir avec le staff. Il y a encore une journée, on ne sait pas comment les gars réagissent aujourd'hui à +2 et comment les gars vont se réveiller demain. On ne sait pas.
cette question-là est un peu en lien aussi avec le retour de Nathan Saliba, parce qu'on l'a vu, Joël qui était remonté en milieu défensif au dernier match. Est-ce que tu pourrais utiliser la même défense qu'au dernier match, qui avait été un jeu blanc? Et en fait, le retour de Nathan, est-ce que ça ramène l'espèce de constance que tu avais dans les derniers matchs pour ton équipe?
Ça ramène des options, c'est bien. Après, j'aimerais surtout qu'on garde les mêmes attitudes, les mêmes comportements et les mêmes compensations, agressivité, voilà, les mêmes comportements. Ouais. Après, on verra pour le reste. C'est bien le retour de Nathan, ça donne des options et puis on va évaluer tout ça. C'est encore tout est tellement très frais encore.
Si je peux me permettre encore sur Nathan, l'importance de ce joueur pour votre équipe, parce qu'on a vu le dernier match, il n'était pas là et vous avez plus concédé le ballon. Je me dis que c'est un peu un impact aussi avec l'équipe qu'il y avait devant vous. Mais est-ce que son retour pourrait faire en sorte que vous allez plus avoir le style de jeu qu'on a vu précédemment que le style de jeu qu'on a vu samedi?
On a aussi eu beaucoup on va dire Joël et Sam ont été capables de compenser très bien, on va dire, défensivement aussi, dans un match où c'est New York qui a fait un bon job à garder le ballon. C'est pas forcément nous qui étions pas capables de le garder. C'était surtout New York qui était très bon à le faire de leur côté. Et oui, Nathan a d'autres outils. Mais défensivement, ce qu'ont fait Sam et Joël, c'était peut-être presque plus nécessaire à ce match, peut-être, pour l'équilibre de l'équipe. Donc, c'est bien.
Peut-être juste pour terminer sur le sujet de Nathan et Joël, est-ce que, en quelque sorte, le dernier match a peut-être été un mal pour un bien, dans le sens que Nathan s'est reposé et on a vu que Joël est capable de faire la job aussi sur tout un match, si on veut. Là.
Ouais, c'était loin d'être planifié, mais c'était quelque chose qu'on était curieux de voir sur toute l'étendue d'un match, et pas seulement par quelques minutes. Donc maintenant, on sait.
Ce sera ton premier match comme entraîneur-chef en série MLS, mais tu as beaucoup d'expérience en série MLS Next Pro. 2 finales, un titre. Qu'est-ce que tu peux aller chercher dans cette expérience-là et l'amener dans les séries maintenant chez les adultes ou la MLS à proprement parler, si on veut?
Non, mais c'est deux mondes différents. Oui, tu insistes plus sur 2-3 trucs tu penses qui peuvent faire basculer un match, ou plus sur la gestion de la fatigue avec back-to-back match. Mais moi j'ai l'impression, vous avez vu, les gars ils sont tournés dans un autre mode. Alors je ne sais pas si c'est les Joseph, Sam, Joël, Raïm, avec l'expérience qu'ils ont de matchs un petit peu plus à répétition de ce calibre-là. Mais je ne parle pas de la qualité ou de la réussite, je parle dans les attitudes et l'état d'esprit. Tu as senti qu'ils étaient dans un autre mode. Donc c'est les gars, leur capacité à exécuter ce qu'ils ont fait le dernier match et en mode play-off. Et voilà.
Évidemment, jouer à domicile, c'est un avantage assez concret dans cette ligue. Est-ce que c'est encore plus marqué comme avantage, étant donné qu'il y a très peu de temps entre les 2 rencontres, entre celle de samedi et de mardi, le fait que vous n'avez pas à voyager, qu'Atlanta doit se déplacer? Est-ce que tu penses que ça peut jouer, si on veut?
Ouais, on espère.
Laurent, la deuxième moitié de saison pour Atlanta et pour Montréal, ça a été des histoires différentes. Atlanta s'est calé un peu, Montréal a remonté. Est-ce que ça veut encore dire quelque chose, ce parcours-là en deuxième moitié de saison, quand on arrive dans les playoffs où on jette tout ça à la poubelle? Ouais,
je pense que c'est une page blanche et c'est le jour J, le moment donné, et puis c'est tout. Et si on parle de momentum, je dirais plutôt le contraire, parce ils nous avaient félicité et ils avaient dit bonne chance et faut aller. Ils avaient abandonné, entre guillemets. Ils ont pris une grosse claque quand on a gagné chez eux. Et puis au final, ils se retrouvent là. Donc ils ont plutôt un momentum. En plus, ils ont gagné à Orlando. Donc non, je pense au contraire qu'ils se sentent dans un très bon momentum. Et voilà, ils vont être. C'est des belles individualités. Donc ça va être dur.
Ça m'étonne un peu qu'ils aient eu ce discours-là après ce match-là. Comment vous avez réagi quand vous avez ce discours-là? Est-ce que ça...
J'exagère. Le coach m'a dit bravo, félicitations, et maintenant il faut aller au bout, blablabla. Mais tu sentais que c'était très dur pour eux. C'est un peu comme nous après le match du New England. C'était oh wow, c'était le match à pas perdre. Et puis au final, voilà, ils sont là et maintenant ils sont pump. Et voilà, attention.
On pourra passer au Zoom.
Merci. On continue ici avec Simon Savard.
Bonjour Laurent.
Bonjour.
Samedi, tu disais que vous étiez arrivé dans un point de la saison où tu n'avais pas besoin de parler aux joueurs, tu leur disais quelques petits trucs puis ils s'en allaient sur le terrain. Vous avez battu 2 fois Atlanta cette année. Est-ce que pour l'arrivée des séries, tu veux quand même leur mentionner de faire attention pour ne pas tomber dans le piège, d'arriver dans l'excès de confiance et de dire peut-être que ça pourrait être un peu facile de votre côté?
Ouais, tu vois, pour moi, c'est des trucs. J'arrive pas à tomber dedans. Ça veut rien dire du tout qu'on ait gagné 2 fois contre eux. Ce serait absurde de ma part ou de leur part de la prendre comme ça. Comme pour moi, le fait qu'on n'avait jamais gagné contre NYFC ou jamais gagné à Atlanta, j'arrive pas à me projeter si loin que ça. Pour moi, c'est une des plus belles équipes de la ligue qui revient de loin. C'est un match de play-off, donc le passé, on l'oublie. C'est à exécuter le jour J.
In English, Elias.
Hi, Laurent.
Hi.
It feels like since mid-September, for about a month and a half now, you guys haven't really had a chance to stop and breathe. It's been 2 or 3 game weeks constantly, and it's going to be that case if you get past Atlanta. How do you make sure that this team physically is fresh, but also mentally? Because sometimes it's an unending string of games, you just kind of get bogged down in the psychology of it.
No, we repeat several times before the last game also, like the job is done by Thursday after the session. The job is done. It's just a matter of how we recover, we sleep, we drink and eat and fix little details on Friday, but it's almost over. You don't switch on game day. That it just doesn't happen that way. So we trust the guys' capacity to understand what's necessary to recover body and mind and be ready for the task for tomorrow.
Jonathan Seagull.
Thanks, guys. Hi, Laurent. Jonathan from MLS. Hope
Hi.
you're doing well. Just wanted to ask about your broader message for Montreal during these playoffs, where, yes, you guys are one of the lower seeds overall, but what is your case for why your team could go on a run and surprise some people?
We kind of did already, but it's not. Tomorrow is just an amazing game that I'm so proud for the guys, for the staff, for all the people that cares about us and were supporting us to do something interesting. And now in front of our fans, we're able to receive a playoff game, and we really pleased in that aspect. And now we want more. That's it. There's no cockiness. There's no too much humbleness. Is that a word? Ça marche? Je sais pas. You guys understood what I try to say. So we just go.
Et une dernière en français de Maxime Trouman.
Salut Laurent.
Salut.
On a toutes les raisons d'être confiants. 3 jeux blancs lors des 5 derniers matchs. Les 3, c'était au Stade Saputo. Le dernier but au Stade Saputo accordé, c'était il y a 5 semaines. Vous êtes favoris demain. Il y a un équilibre, il y a un danger d'avoir trop confiance. Comment on gère ça en tant qu'entraîneur, d'amener ses joueurs confiants, mais pas trop confiants?
Je sais pas qui est trop confiant. Faudra tu me donnes les noms, mais
Personne.
ok, bah parce que c'est pas moi et c'est pas nous.
Merci tout le monde. D'autres questions dans la salle? Je pense pas. Oui, Jean-François?
Laurent, es-tu fier de ton travail cette saison?
Oui.
D'accord. J'ai une autre
Good.
question.
Merci, Laurent.
Une autre question, oui ou non.
OK.
T'es beaucoup dans le travail, t'es dans le jour et tout ça. Es-tu capable encore d'être fébrile pour ce genre de moment-là?
Oui.
OK. Bon.
Merci.
Merci.
Bonne journée.